You have to do what you say and say what you do. And reliability fosters trust and loyalty. That's how you create a world-class business. Everybody wants to say, oh, how do I create customer choice? Be reliable. Provide a promise that you can deliver on. That's it. I mean, Steve Jobs, all these biggies, this is all stuff they know. And you can't be fake anymore. Customers are too smart nowadays. They can figure you out in a second if you are running fake. Welcome to the Vision Room. We are on our 4th podcast already. Can't believe it. Hi, Joel. Hey, Marcin.
Hey, how's it going, Marcus?
Happy New Year, guys.
We are live. Actually, not live really, but we are talking to people out there that have small businesses. Guys, we love vision, don't we? Don't we love?
Yep, absolutely.
Don't we love hearing people's vision? One of the reasons why I love what I do as a brand. What'd you say?
We love execution.
And execution. We love vision and we love execution. And we love being the bridge to help these amazing, smart, incredible people that have great stories and have a great business take that vision and bring them all the way over to the execution side. Why? Because that's where the magic happens. So,
yep.
Today we're going to talk about customer transformation. We're going to talk about why that matters as a business. And I'm excited to talk about it because one of the things as a brand guy, when I'm talking to any visionary, any small business owner, is we need to get down to brass tacks about your customer. Because really, again, I've said this before, giving your customer what they want is the key to creating a world-class brand for yourself as a business. If you're not giving your customer the customer what they want, and you're not doing it in a way that is trustworthy or authentic or coming from an expert, like you're giving them the best of you to help them get there, then you're going to lose business. So we want to help you as a business think about your customer, see through their lens, and super serve them. So let's talk about, guys, do you have anything to say about that? About how I just made that.
I just made a note because that's a great point that you made. Very often we focus on the technicals. We focus on, oh my God, the logo needs to look like that. Oh my God, the logo needs to be so beautiful. And then I made a note in my notebook and I underlined the word obsession, customer obsession.
Yeah.
Because what's business? Like you need to be obsessed about customer transformation.
That's right.
Solving a problem.
Yeah.
And then look, all of the groups that we belong to, all of the accounting, administrative guys, look how much time we spend on everything else that's not even related to how is this solving our core customers. Someone who is literally taking their money, giving you their money, which means essentially energy and time, from their pocket to your pocket.
Right.
Think how much time you spend on customer obsession versus all the accounting. Oh, I need this system, that CRM. I need this, things that are totally administrative, for example. And that's just one of the examples. Can you guys think of other examples that are just like so administrative and we think, oh my God, the IRS is going to go after me. No, the IRS is not going to go after you if you don't generate profit.
Well, I think it's kind of the difference, and I think both of you will understand this. The difference between UX and UI, right? The user experience, the user interface, and how we focus heavily on, okay, let's look at from a design aspect. Let's look at it from like, okay, we want this flow and we want this, or we want this form here or whatever, and then we install a heat map. right, on the website, and then we watch the actual interactions from the
Mhm.
customer, and we see completely different actions taken. That's the key point, right? Like, you have to understand the habits of the customer themselves, because we may have the most beautiful website with all the correct branding, with all the correct integrations, and it's as smooth as it could possibly be. But then you actually have someone interact with it, and then you realize that the way the customer is processing what they're seeing is not how you are intending it to operate. And so understanding that process, understanding their interactions, is going to be key to helping that customer have a smoother journey through your sales process.
That's right. That's good. These are all great points. I love it. So I love to dig in. What I love about what we're doing here, guys, is I want to make sure when people are looking at this show that they're actually getting some incredible takeaways from it, and that they could start applying the things that we're giving them right now. The biggest thing is, I'm going to just say it for the audience, we want to put you in the seat of transformation. We want you to feel like, hey, these guys got our back, so that I can scale my small business from that medium stage to the small stage to the medium stage, to that, obviously the big dream, for some, is getting them to the rock stage. So to get them to be the mega brand out there
The
that's
systems
taking over the marketplace.
organized, systematized.
Yes. Yes.
That's what you mean.
Yeah, that's it.
But hold on, let me just stop here for a moment, Marcus, because
Okay.
I just want to remind our viewers and listeners about our beautiful customer experience. Not my voice, but if you focus on Marcus's voice, this chest deep radio, soothing.
The midnight DJ voice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it, huh? Okay, so what we're going to do is what we want to talk about is how small business can prioritize and guide customer transformation for sustained growth. Putting your customer in the seat of, or painting the picture of what transformation looks like for them and how you're going to get them there. That is what's going to start getting your phone to ring. That's it. Keep it that simple. If you can paint that picture of how you can transform that customer into what they want to be, you got them. Okay. So I want to introduce my guest. Sorry, this is long overdue. Marcin, technology. Joel, Keith. Marcin Ruman, technology. Joel Keith, marketing. Marcus Miazzo, brand and design. And we're ready to help you transform. Let's go. So the importance of customer transformation. I'm going to talk about understanding customer needs right now. Okay. I want to do just a quick overview of understanding your customer's needs and how intentional you have to be. Whenever I would recommend, here's a takeaway. Get with your team. Talk about who your ideal customer is, the one that you would want to actually do business with. Identify who they are. Discuss the necessity of knowing your customers' pain points and aspirations. Really understand. And you've heard this before, but if you make this intentional and actually do a team exercise, enlightened trial and error far outweighs the efforts of the lone genius. You got to have, that's an IDEO quote. You have to have, the more people you can have in the room that deal with your customers. If you have, say, like 4 employees, 5 employees, and they're interacting all day long, they know their customers. They know who loves your business and who doesn't. And you need to talk about that. So get around, huddle around the table and talk about their pain points, what you think your customer aspires to be, their transformation, and identify how you can help them understand that you can get them there as the fastest way possible. Emphasize, and then we're going to talk about, I would like to talk about how the marketer's role in identifying and addressing emotional and practical needs is so necessary. So whoever's doing the marketing. So Joel, can you talk to me about how important it is to identify and address the emotional and practical needs of the customer?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be the foundation for any time that you're building any sort of copy or creative for advertising, for organic. I mean, Marcus, I know you walk through it a lot in the initial stages of, guiding a brand and finding their voice and the language they use. And that all is going to be based on who your customer is. If you take a look at it from a demographics perspective, if you have your target demographic is, 18 to 25, single, full-time working, average income between 45 and 60,000 a year. That's a very different way of speaking versus, a married woman, 35 to 55, dual income house, mother of two, right? So understanding the way that you're saying things is going to be the absolute fundamentals to everything. And then from there, there are different life stages. Even if you have the same product that you're selling, you have different life stages. So then you're going to have different obstacles to overcome. A dual income house, mother of two, she might not have as many financial restraints as a single woman at, 20 years of age. There's going to be a lot of differences there. So understanding that, building your customer avatar, get detailed with your customer avatar. Don't just say, oh yeah, we want to target people, 35 to 55. I think that would be good. No, say I want, 35 to 55. Ideally they're married, dual income. They own their own house. They are in this geographical area. If geography plays into it. Income range, like all of that will help. Those details will help determine how successful your marketing campaign is, and then how you attack a retargeting strategy with paid advertising as well.
How important is ChatGPT and all that playing a role in being used as a tool for these companies to identify not only those like high level attributes of the customer, but what would those high level attributes how would we interpret what they actually would want based on their attributes? So, like for instance, a mom that is 40 usually is someone that is in a stage of their life that's more health conscious because things are starting to kind of unravel, and health is starting to really be a concern. Like, just as an example, like how can we use ChatGPT or AI, or maybe this is a question for Marcin, how can we leverage that stuff to really nail down what activities we need to pursue?
Do you mean menopause?
Menopause. That's right.
I wanted to go back to the.
Go ahead.
You have a? You have a?
No, I don't.
You have
menopause.
One?
No.
That's good. That's good.
No, I don't. I was about to
I don't
say
know. You live in California.
My wife's not old enough to have menopause. So, but she is 40 now, and she has concerns, and so that I know of that is unique to her age and to where she's at in life. So,
yeah, going back to Joel's point.
Well, we're talking about ChatGPT. The question is.
I just wanted to quickly wrap up, and then we'll move on.
Sure.
I think we'll still good on time. So I wanted to go back and throw an example of a very practical exercise that we did for this podcast. Whoever is watching, viewing, however you're consuming this, the way we identified, okay, who's the ideal viewer audience for this channel, because it's not a solo freelancepreneur. It could be, but it's not an ideal customer. So who's an ideal customer, and based on what criteria did we make that decision? So minimum 20 employees, that could be one of the criterias.
Yeah,
because when you know that you have 20 employees, there is a certain revenue that needs to be produced in order to generate that, in order to have employ those people. Now, we didn't identify like what specific industry, but we could go even deeper at this rabbit hole. And what else did we identify before when we were preparing for?
We like helping all people, but generally they have some type of, in this podcast, we want to talk about how ethos and faith can also be a
That's right.
big part of moving a business forward. That we are, if we are believers, so conduits of light, being conduits of light for our business, really being a good steward of the business and the people that you're leading. And you don't have to be a Christian to do that, but I'm just saying, like, my faith is directly connected to how I conduct my business, with the values and the principles that I live by.
Which is another, if you will, element of who we're targeting, and who I'm just making a practical example here live on this podcast as we're recording for people who are listening, so they don't just listen to a formula or a script. Like real life, we've been literally going through this exercise and we're still doing that. So for example, someone faith-based, producing to X amount of revenue, minimum 20 employees, and then you already have some sort of, and also if you've already worked with customers, you could literally use them as a example and check what's the size of their business.
Right. So what you're saying is ask
the industry.
Ask them the questions that you need to ask them, so you can apply that to customers that you want to attract. Right.
Right. And
have
even
you
with
that, Joel?
you could, yeah.
Have you done do you guys do customer research in your, like, do you actually talk to the businesses that you serve, their employees, to get a quicker handle on how they would want to be talked to?
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So we utilize just initial discovery meetings. When we get a new client coming on board with our marketing agency, we'll sit down and do a long discovery meeting, learning more about the business and then kind of what their goals are, but then also who are the people that are going to pay them to get to those goals, right? Having goals is great, but you got to have money coming in to reach those goals. And the way to get the money coming in is to address the customers that have the money that they're paying for your business. So then it's utilizing different people on their team. For instance, if, we work with a lot of local home service businesses, professional local home service businesses. So HVACs and plumbers and electricians and things like that. So for example, if, for a plumbing HVAC company, we'll have the owner and they'll be great at understanding where the business goes, where the goals are and how to get there, but then discussing that same conversation with some of the technicians or maybe some of the office managers or even the intake office, the experience is very different. They might be hearing different things. When the Google reviews get left, what are they saying in the Google reviews? Like, that's a huge indicator. That's what they find most important. If they are taking the time to go and leave you a review on Google, and what they're putting in there is the most important thing to that customer. So it's usually a really good indicator and insight as to, hey, what should we be focused on? Is what experience are we giving? What does our product look like? And how is it being received by the customer?
That's great. That's great.
Okay.
So here's I want to do some homework and then I want to move on, if that's okay. Give some homework to our listeners. So what I would do is, if you want to know the right questions you need to ask yourself for your ideal customer, you can literally just put it in ChatGPT. Hey, I'm trying to market to the right customer, to my ideal customer, who is this, and this. What questions can I ask my current customers that I love working with, that would help shape my marketing messaging? It's incredible what you can do now. So employ the tools that are available now. If you need the experts to actually know how to execute on that, that's why you call us. But you can really do some incredible stuff with ChatGPT, AI, large language models, and Gemini, whatever. And you can really get some great information. But here's the thing I want to say before we move on. One of the best things I've done, I actually just did this from a past client here. I was going through her brand discovery, and one of the things that I was starting to ask is, about her customer and whatnot. And she said, hey, would you like to interview one of my best customers? And I'm like, that is a great idea. We need to do that. I don't usually do that because of amount of time it takes, but I'm going to start doing that even more so now. I had the most incredible conversation with a customer. He told me exactly what I needed to know to create the right messaging for her and her site and moving forward. So that's probably that's the goal there. If you can ask your customer, your ideal customer that you're already working with. So do that. Let's move on to strategies for supporting customer transformation. So Joel, this is my question to you is what do you feel the importance of personalized campaigns and storytelling is when it comes to marketing? And
yeah,
do you have any suggestions on how people can do that?
Yeah, so there's kind of the entry level answer, and then there's kind of the very expanded answer, and I'll try to give both. Obviously, we talked about our audience, our ideal demographic, but then there's audience segmentation. So there's like, hey, my product actually goes beyond just one specific group of people. It actually can span to multiples. So then you have segmentation of those audiences. So now I have customer profiles for each segmentation, and you build your campaigns, you build your language according to that demographic specifically. So that's what I think is really key. You can do this in a really small way, and you can do this in a really detailed way. There's kind of more of an entry level way. And this makes a lot more sense for small businesses, like really small business or like solo entrepreneur. Maybe you have an e-com store and you've got beauty products, and they range a bunch of different age ranges, different life stages and all that. Build your audience segmentation and then just run a couple different ads for each segmentation, and then continue to refine those ads. And then you have kind of the deeper dive into it where, you'll run initial ad campaigns for each different segmentation. And then what you'll do is you'll build sequencing, you'll build automations to where it's like, okay, did they interact with this? Yes, they did. Great. Here's another ad they're going to get because they already interacted with the first one. Or no, they didn't interact with the ad. Great. Let's try a different campaign to the same person, see if they interact with that. And you continue to refine. And it can get as detailed and granular as, they're getting into email drip campaigns and, Google display ads. So you're hitting them on third-party websites. Like there's a lot that we could dive into there. But at the very basis of it, you have to know who your target demographic is. If it's a wide demographic, segment the audience and then build campaigns accordingly.
That's great. So I'm going to piggyback on that regarding how we can customize our messaging, our value proposition. And if you don't know what a value proposition is, shame on you. No, some people don't. So I'm going to say it. Value propositions are, it communicates the unique benefit and value that you bring your customer. That's really what it is. It's whatever service, product, or brand offers that you do that you communicate to your customer. Answering the question, why should someone choose you over the competitors? Why should I be the customer choice, which is predicates your success as a business. Customer choice is what you want to garner, so you want to garner being the top choice for your customer. And so the brand proposition should mirror the customer aspiration. Your brand proposition should directly impact what your customer aspires to be. So that's that simple. So whenever you are thinking of tailoring a campaign or story around your customer's needs, make sure the value proposition, what value you bring uniquely to the table, is intertwined into that story. And then you see this all over the place. I saw a Volvo ad the other day. It was incredible. I thought it was really good. It was a storyline of a woman coming into her husband's bedroom and kind of basically looking at him going, I'm pregnant. And there's this fast forward story depicting all these incredible moments with her daughter grows up, right? And all the while you're seeing this other lady getting into this car. You don't know what the car is. You don't know what's happening. You start feeling like this intensity and this anxiety, like something's going to happen here. And at the end, you see this woman going, she's going after she tells her husband, she goes out doing her daily chores and whatnot. And she comes out of a store, starts going across this intersection. And then you see the other lady driving towards this intersection. And all of a sudden you see the lady stop abruptly, and you see the lady, you don't see what happens next. And you're like in suspense. And then the next scene, you see the husband in a hospital going to the room, and she has a baby in her hand. So meaning she didn't get hit. And it goes back to that scene, and it shows the lady in the Volvo like staring, and it pans out, it's a Volvo. And they're saying, we got the right technology and the brakes to make sure that if something like this happens, everything's gonna be okay. That's storytelling. And I was telling you, when I saw that story, I was like, whew, almost made me tear up. That's the type of stories you want to tell. So
that's a beautiful story.
It's a great story. Go watch it. Volvo pregnant lady. I don't know. So if I can find out, I'll put it in the show notes.
You should.
All right. So ensuring, so let's talk about ensuring implementation and follow through. So once you tell a story, the customer gets attracted. They go, wow, this company is going to transform my life. I know what's unique about them. I know why I want to do business with them. I want to go the next step. Technology expert Marcin has built incredible funnels. So is Joel. Incredible technology that invites in the customer and goes, sign me up. Tell me what to do next. Marcin, tell me how automation tools and analytics help empower our customers' businesses to monitor and improve their customer success, or their success to onboard a customer. Can you give me a little, like, do you have a case study you can talk about? I mean, we can even talk about Charity Booster if you want. How we have improved the automation of that whole business. Right.
We have plenty of those stories. So let me just kind of summarize on what you guys touched, and then I'll go back to to what you asked me. So what a beautiful closure on the loop of customer obsession through stories, and then usage of marketing segmentation, and then branding as well, because you have the Volvo sign. And I was just going through the story and what you guys said before, and I'm like, we're just getting so smooth with this third episode that I'm gonna talk about technology, something boring that people they're like, oh my god, technology again, 1,000 solutions, it's gonna cost me $1 million. So okay, let's make it effective because of AI, because of ChatGPT. I'm just kidding. So
the crazy Polish guys always keeping us on our toes.
So effectiveness is not going to be $1 million. It's not going to be a 1 year. It's going to be fast. It's going to be more economical. That's what the world wants with AI. And automation allows that. Automation ensures that there's consistency in your process. Automation ensures that all of the personalized touches that marketing guys, branding guys want, that's what we do. And we leverage AI, we leverage software and programming to make sure that those businesses, there's less human error, there's efficiency, and making sure that they can save time and money as well.
Let me. I'm just going to cut you off real quick, Marcin. Mm-hmm. It's that touch. You automate the touch along the customer journey without creating the anxiety that the business would have to manually do, which would be that would stress the crap out of me if I didn't have that. So you're talking about the value of giving the business owner peace of mind, because every step of the customer journey is dialed in with the right message, with the right customer service, with the right delivery of whatever they need in that customer journey. So they just have, it's just fluid, it's peace of mind, and it runs on itself. That's a business.
Both, totally. Boy, this guy is talking a lot today. He's good. He got the radio voice. So, but no, you're right. Both on the back end and on the front end. Meaning on the front end, what you just mentioned, the customer obsession part. On the back end, the staff, and making sure that all the systems are being, administered properly, and that they're oiled, they're seamless. For example. And also the team is more effective, because when the team is more effective, the whole business is more effective. That's the team is happier. The people are happier. Which leads me to the point. People, like the workforce nowadays, they're so scared of AI because it's so unknown. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job. No, sweetie, you're not going to lose your job. You're going to leverage AI, if you're smart and you listen to this podcast, in order to be happier in the future. Why? Because you're going to eliminate all of the boring crap that you're doing now using AI. For example, that's a script of our podcast today. Marcus prepared it for us using one of the AI models. Took him probably 5 minutes.
Yep.
Input, output, boom, boom. What we're experiencing now on this third or fourth podcast is incredible, because we are literally using AI, using technology in the video format, and automating all of that for the people later on that Joel can market and distribute this message.
Absolutely.
Cut it into pieces. And I'm going to finish on one last piece, which is a CRM example on the back end, because you gave an example on the front end. So for example, let's say you have
pause before you do that. I want you make an important point. I just want to highlight. Remember, we were talking with Brad Lee and William, right? Stern, great guys, incredible company. They own Cardiff, and have great coaching as well.
Lightspeed VT and Cardiff.
Lightspeed
William,
VT. It's a platform for coaches. So check that out. The thing is, they talk about, when on our last event, they talk about how chat should be a VA for you. It should not be the thing that you need to be the expert. You can't just fake it till you make it. I mean, you could, but people are quickly going to find out that you're full of BS if what you claim is not true. Okay. I know branding, Joel knows marketing and branding, Marcin knows technology. We collectively, we probably have like 50 years experience here. But we use ChatGPT to create the outline of talking points. I filled in the things I needed to fill in to get the output I needed. You can't just run blind. So I just wanted that to be, I wanted to state that, because some people think, AI is a solution for everything. It is, and it isn't. So make sure you don't lose yourself when you're using AI. Make sure that you are truly who you say you are, versus making the AI be the mask.
Well, Marcus, it's, and I'm sure Marcin understands this better than both of us, but it's anything with tech. It's good data in, good data out.
That's right.
If you put crap into the large language model, it's going to spit out crap.
Yep.
So you have to have a structured, like solid framework that you're putting in.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a background and expertise. There has to be something that you can push into it to get the good data out. And even then, you're still going to have to refine it. AI is not perfect, but I mean, obviously within the next year or so, we're going to have incredible exponential leaps in AI and what it can do, but it's still based on good data in, good data out.
That's right. That's right. It's really good. So, all right. Sorry, Marcin. What was your last point? You wanted to cap what you were saying. Sorry.
Yes, I wanted to add again on the technology part to wrap up this segment. On the front end, you mentioned, Marcus, how the customer can benefit from using the technology piece. On the back end, one of the practical examples would be, let's say you have a CRM and you enter manually customers' data. If you do not use AI, if your CRM doesn't use AI for that, think how much manual work you have to do to go to that website, fetch that data, provide a summary, and then literally with technology, things like that your business has to do every day, and every salesperson has to do every day. Think how much time you can save if AI were to go scrape that data from the website, from LinkedIn, and provide you a summary of your potential prospect. And based on your prompt, based on your criteria, were to tell you this company estimated revenue is this based on how many employees, based on this company is this in this vertical, and this company does this, and that. Their unique selling point is this, and this is the owner. Here is the information about your contact. Boom. Think how many more leads you could literally go through, and your salespeople, because what's all of the sales is step number one is what? Preparation. So they have to have this knowledge and intelligence at their fingerprints. And that's where you can really use technology in a very practical, small sense that business owners would, maybe they would think, oh yeah, but you can just go to their website. Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's
my point.
All good stuff. And I am so excited we're doing this, guys. I'm just thrilled that we can create something in the future. Just so you know, whoever's listening, we do want to create something incredible for you guys, something like an academy or whatnot. We're going to build it one day, not yet, but we will. But in the meantime, I want to take a quick break and say that we have a form in our show notes. It's a very basic form. If you're interested in seeing how this vision room is going to progress and grow into something, a tool, a coaching resource, an academy for you, we want to walk beside you to build your company.
We want to serve you.
We want to serve you. We want to scale your growth. So if you're interested, if you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more of it, and you want to hear what we're going to be doing for you in the future, please go to the link I've included below. You just fill out your information, and we will keep you on the up and up. So just want to plug that from it.
What a beautiful voice.
Thank you. So, all right. Last episode, I think I talked about how the customer transaction includes a house and a road. Okay. The house is your brand. Inside the house is the automation. The door is the funnel. Okay. The road is the marketing. That's what Joel does. He's incredible. You need to hire him. That is, and all the things out, that's out there beyond the road. The signage. Hey, it's this way. The house is this way. People talking. Hey, that house is this way. Social media videos popping up. Hey, the house is this way. The customer goes through that channel, the right customer, opens the door and experiences you as a brand. If you have a promise that you're sending out to the world, and that customer comes, knocks on the door, we open it, and they start experiencing your business, and the promise that you made is not congruent with the promise kept within that house,
And they see
where are
the
they gonna
dirt,
go?
the
Where are they
dirt,
gonna
dirty
go?
house.
They're going out the back door, sir, ma'am. They're going out. They're finding someone else to serve
They're
their
going
needs.
to the next door, next neighborhood.
Yes, and I want to just say, customer choice, it is predicated on your success. Success, is predicated on customer choice. That's it. And if your promise is not lived out, the customer choice will be extinguished for you, for that person. They're done. They're done with you. So you have to what I'm saying is this: you have to be reliable. You have to do what you say and say what you do. Okay. And reliability fosters trust and loyalty. That's how you create a world-class business. That's everybody wants to say, oh, how do I create customer choice? Be reliable.
That's right.
Provide a promise that you can deliver on. That's it. I mean, Steve Jobs, all these biggies, this is all stuff they know. And you have to know it too. You have to own it in your heart. And you can't be fake anymore. Customers are too smart nowadays. They can figure you out in a second if you are running fake. Okay. So it says in my notes that we got from ChatGPT, give examples of brands and consistently deliver on promises. Joel? Do you have a brand that you feel delivers on customer promise every time?
So I have a pretty unique story.
Okay, give it to me.
Actually, it's a personal experience, but I think it's a great example. So there is a parts company out there called Method. They make auto parts, mainly rims, I believe, like racing wheels and things like that, more geared towards off-road vehicles. So we bought my wife a Subaru. We're up here in Michigan, just outside of Detroit. So we got plenty of potholes. We got plenty of snow. So I wanted to make sure that she had a vehicle that would handle well in the snow. We lifted it. We put racing rims on it from Method, and we put in some, all-terrain tires. I had a buddy of mine that highly recommended Method that was in car part sales. I was driving her car coming back from Detroit one night, 11:30 at night on the highway. My tire blew out and ended up on the side of the road. It's pouring down rain, the most torrential downpour. It was like a movie, right? You break down on the side of the road, and I was like, great, middle of Detroit. This is not where I want to be, broken down on the side of the road. I get out and I look, the entire rim has exploded, the whole thing. And their whole thing is,
wait, the rim exploded? Like
the rim, it exploded into pieces.
Wow.
So luckily I had a full-size spare. So I replaced it. Took me about an hour and a half because I couldn't see anything. It was pitch black at night. I got it, got back home. But yeah, and that's when I discovered the rim had exploded, and their whole thing is like, these are high quality, extremely durable, like the best on the market. And they offer a lifetime warranty on anything that breaks. I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. Things happen. I'll get my replacement. I called them and I said, hey, I sent them emails. I need a replacement. They denied my claim. They said, you can't get a replacement. And I was just so baffled because everything I had heard was that this company was, really good customer service. They always replace everything. Long story short, I got really salty. I made a comment on one of their Instagram posts one time, and their head of marketing DM'd me and said, hey, call me, gave me his personal office number, called him up, and he was just like, hey, what's going on? What happened? I explained the whole thing, gave him all the emails. He looked through all the exchanges through customer service. He goes, all right, well, give me some time. I'll call you right back. He called me back within 24 hours and said, hey, we're sending you a new rim. He's like, your experience is not what we want. Even if you should have been approved, and even if you weren't supposed to be approved, this rim only cost us maybe $100. Why would we not want to make sure that you're happy for $100?
There you go.
That to me
Great point.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Like to this day, I will go buy the rims again. I was livid. I was like, I'm never using this company again. I will absolutely trash them every chance I get.
Dude, they get
but
they get the first Vision Room Award on the show.
there you go.
That is a seal of approval.
Yeah.
That is what we're looking for. Those are the type of companies we want to do business with and we want to associate ourselves with. Here's the thing. I want to come up talk about a point here. Look, things are going to happen. Yep. You're not going to be Mr. Perfect out there as a business. There are going to be mistakes. There are going to be whoops. But here's the cool thing. If you make good on your promise, even through the whoopses, the customer will forgive and they'll keep staying with you. Okay. Yep. That is a mark if you have a strong bond with your customer or not. If they are willing to stick through it, even if you make a mistake on them. Okay.
Because you know what they understand?
Huh?
Do you know what they understand?
What do they understand?
CLTV, customer lifetime value.
That's right. Customer lifetime value. And the customer lifetime value grows as your brand strengthens. As the stronger your brand is directly proportionate to the lifetime value of your customer. That's why branding is so important. Real branding. And that's what we do here. And that's what we want to help you with if you're ever interested. So, because here's the thing, it's not only about creating the design and the marketing and the automations that we all do. It's also walking beside you, making sure, coaching you to making sure you keep your promise. And hopefully you'll have that accountability also within the walls of your company, because we can't always see the activity happening. You have to put even the expectations in place within your culture. We're going to talk about company culture on another episode. I can't wait for that because a lot of people miss that because they're an extension of the owner. If you do not create people that can carry the torch with you, your brand is going to be all over the place.
You need to duplicate and replicate.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll talk about that next. Let's get to. So you did give us the next one was real world examples. Joel, you get a brownie point. You already exceeded that, and you've done that for us. So that's great. Yeah, positioning as a lifelong partner. Encourage businesses to see, it says here, customers as ongoing partners rather than one-time buyers. That's what we're talking about. Lifetime value.
Yep.
Relationships. People serving people. You know what I can't stand? I don't know if you guys, can any of you have a story like this where a customer looks at you as a transaction versus a person, and they just just poop all over you? Has anybody ever that happen to anybody there?
Yeah.
How's that make you feel, number one, as a vendor? And like, look, a customer comes to me, they have a service or a business that I'm serving as a brander. If we are having a good relationship, I'm not only going to perform better for them, but I'm going to tell other people about their business.
Do you know what does TIP stand for? The acronym?
Please tell me.
To ensure performance.
Say that again.
Tip. Do you know when you give a tip to someone before they even start? Or you just give them, maybe this humane approach or like relationship, like you're understandable. I call it a tip. You give them a tip, whether it's emotional or financial or resources. It's to ensure performance.
To ensure performance. Okay. I like that.
That's right.
I mean, I think that's and doing it in a way that's human, right? So the point is, I just wanted to tell you guys that if you're on the flip side of the coin, where you're actually working with a vendor, they may screw you, they may not do the right thing for you, but be human, be a good customer, and be a good business. If there's a good business making a transaction with a good customer and you're both human, that's a beautiful thing. So that's a message to the world. Don't look at your vendors as just, treat them with respect, even though maybe they're not doing a good job, because that could come back to bite you too as a customer. So
if you can get your vendor to buy into your vision, you'll be more successful.
Yeah, I think so.
We talked about it a little bit before, but having them as an extension of you. I can tell you there's two types of clients that we have at our marketing agency. There are those that come in and then they put an office assistant in charge of meeting with me,
yes,
and going through KPIs and everything. I'll explain everything, give them a rundown. They get digital dashboards. Here's all the results. Here's all the notes. Here's what we're doing different. 98% of the time, it never makes it back the same way to the owner. So when something starts to go wrong, it's, well, what have they been doing? What's wrong with here? What's it? And explain it all again, and then it usually clears it up. And then there's the other type of customer that meets with me directly, and we work together on the project, and we say, hey, I'm bought into your business. If you're successful and you make a lot more money, I as a marketer am going to make more money, because you're going to want to invest more in marketing.
Yep.
So I have an invested interest in making sure you make a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Because in turn, I will make more money.
So important. So important.
Let me be a part of that process. Let's work on this together, and let's reach those goals so that way we can both put money into our pockets.
And that wraps that bow on this one sentence. I want to encourage you guys out there to partner with your customers, to be a partner. Okay? Be a reliable partner that helps them transform. Guess what's going to happen? The lifetime value of your relationship will increase. And the effectiveness that you can, the impact that you can make on that business's customers is directly tied to the relationship you have with the people that serve the branding, the agency, whatever that serves your business. So it's a beautiful thing if you can make that ideal and optimized. How long has this been? I don't even know. Oh, we're in an hour.
Minutes.
We're in an hour. So I'm gonna recap. Guys, this has been an incredible fourth episode, and to the viewers out there, to the audience that's listening, thank you for just listening in. It really helps us if you can like and subscribe to this podcast so we can stay visible out there. We're trying to grow this year. I know you guys have your own goals. Our goals is to really help as many small businesses as possible and create some incredible companies out there that's changing the world. Being a light, being conduit of light in the marketplace. So the recap is just going to go back.
One more thing. If
Joel, go ahead.
If Joel could mention about a link that we have, just if someone is interested in getting on a call with us, talking to us about the trio, how the trio here with marketing, branding, and technology can potentially help.
Yep. Yeah. We're putting together essentially a whole framework and of how to walk you through all the three stages that we bring to the table. So if you as a business owner are saying like, look, I really could use branding. I really don't know what I'm doing with marketing and the automations thing, like any way that I can be more efficient with my business. I mean, you have us three right here who work together regularly on projects that can work seamlessly with you as a business owner. So take it from A to B, refine your message, get your message out in front of the right people to buy your product, and then make sure they have the best experience all the way through. That's the most efficient for you and your business, both making you money and saving you time and money on the back end. So if you do want to work with us, drop your information in that link that we have below. We can go through that form, and then we'll set up a call and do a discovery call with you. Find out about you and about your business, what your goals are, and then see how we can help.
That's awesome. Yep. Great. Well, guys, so what we talked about, the importance of customer transformation, the strategies for supporting customer transformation, that building of trust and long-term relationships with your customer. Gave you some real-world examples. I hope you liked this show, and please make comments. We want to hear from our customers, the people that are hearing, how can we make this better? So please, we welcome any comments. So guys, I think that's a wrap. 4th episode coming up next. I think we should what
That's a suspense. That's a suspense until the next one.
Until the next one.
Peace.
Peace.